Welcome to this wonderful platform. If it is your first time of stopping by or coming across this channel for the first time, you are welcome. Please, if you like what you see here, after watching, subscribe, put on your notification bell. It's very important because it's going to help you to know when I upload a new video. In this channel, I present to you news on daily basis on what is happening in the whole world, especially in Nigeria and in Biafra land. Yes, I'm Mother Biafra. I bring to you Biafra news. So before I do that, what I always do is that I analyze it and I sit down there to watch the video together with you. Then we'll come to the comment section to talk about it. Of course, everybody is entitled to his or her opinion. That is why the comment section is there for you to contribute, leave your ideas, your thoughts, your belief about the videos that you have watched. Please, as we are doing this, let us do it constructively. As we hop into today's video, remain blessed. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your massive support in this channel.
Big story in Nigeria, the arrest of the leader of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. The federal government called it a joint effort. The arrest was made possible as a result of a joint effort with security operatives. But his lawyer called it an extraordinary rendition. What do you call it?
What I call it is irrelevant. What is relevant here is that once a criminal suspect jumps bail and the court and the trial court has issued a bench warrant for his arrest, is liable to be arrested. But it has to be done under the law. In this case, it has been established that Nnamdi Kanu had left the United Kingdom, where he was staying, and that he was abducted in Kenya and brought to Nigeria against his wish. That is no longer acceptable under international law. That is gangsterism, which must not be associated with any modern state. Under the Extradition Act of Kenya, the bench warrant issued by the Federal High Court should have formed the basis of the request for its extradition. And all that is required in that country is that the extradition proceeding be filed in a magistrate court in Nairobi. And the court will have ruled one way or the other. The government cannot be too much in a hurry to bring a criminal suspect to book. No! The government has all the time of this world. If it's going to take you 5 years or 10 years to pursue your right under the law, so be it. A few years ago, a man approached us crying, "What can we do for you?" His wife had traveled with his 6-year-old son to the United States. Unfortunately, the lady lost her life in the US. So her sister and her husband decided to adopt the boy. His father lives in Nigeria. At that time, his 4-year-old sister was also here. And so we approached the Lagos High Court. We filed an action in the Lagos High Court against the members of the family of the deceased, together with the sister and her husband in the United States of America. And the court gave an order that the boy be brought back from the United States of America to join his father and his sister here. We contacted the lawyer in the United States of America to register the judgment of the Lagos High Court. And as soon as the judgment was registered, the government of America ensured that the boy was brought to Nigeria. So this is a position in international law. In the on June 12 last year, at the request of the United States government. A Venezuelan diplomat was arrested in Cape Verde, in West Africa, on June 12th. Up till now, the matter is still being pursued in the domestic court. Meanwhile, the ECOWAS Court of Justice has ruled that his arrest was illegal and that he be released and pay $200,000 reparation, and that the extradition proceedings be quashed. Cape Verde says, oh, we're not banned by the ECOWAS supplementary protocol on the court, and therefore we're not going to obey the order. We are in court. We've dragged Cape Verde to the United Nations Human Rights Committee. The Human Rights Committee has said, stop further action on the extradition. You must allow us to determine this matter. So, international law has gone beyond where the government of Nigeria, is operating. And that is why we appeal to the government not to continue to embarrass the country. Up to now, the government of Kenya cannot, up to now, admit that Nnamdi Kanu was abducted in that country, because there will be a problem. The human rights community will not tolerate it in that country. The global human rights community will not tolerate it. And that is why Kenya cannot say publicly, oh, we're party to what type of international collaboration will allow abduction of a criminal suspect, rendition? No, it's not acceptable. And that is why you have extradition laws and extradition treaties between states. In 1962, the late Chieftain Enahoro had fled the country, was located in the United Kingdom. Nigeria at that time submitted a request for its extradition. Extradition proceedings were filed in a London court. The late Enahoro lost the case and was brought to Nigeria for trial for treasonable felony, along with Chief Abebe Awolowo and co. So, if we could do that in 1962, how can Nigeria in 2021 be associated with gangsterism in international law? So, this is the point we're trying to make. The government must be patient. The government must take its time. The government must be properly advised and assure that the rights of suspects are respected. This is beyond Kanu or Igboho or anybody. Because it can be anybody's turn tomorrow. And that is why the law must be interpreted at all times in favor of justice and fair play.
So finally, this act of gangsterism, as you called it, by the federal government, do you see it throwing a spanner in the wheel of things, if you like, for the federal government when Nnamdi Kanu's trial commences on Monday?
Again, I am not in a position to comment on the trial because it is pending in court. On your part and mine, it will be contempt ex facie curiae. So we must allow the court to deal with it, and we must allow its lawyers to file the necessary applications for the determination and the consideration of the court. I think we are going to learn a lot from the two cases, the case of Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria, and of course, I also believe in Kenya and Benin Republic, so that at the end of the day, the government can go back to the drawing table and learn to do it properly. I mean, in 2003, a notorious criminal suspect who was alleged to have been involved in transborder crimes between Nigeria and Benin Republic. Amani Tijani was abducted physically in Benin Republic by a team of the Nigerian police force and brought to Nigeria for trial. That was in 2003. But for the fact that, yes, he was standing trial in Lagos, before the Lagos High Court, when he lost his life in Kirikiri maximum prisons. Now, Kirikiri Correctional Center. I'm sure if he had survived, he would have dragged Nigeria, before the ECOWAS court. It was in the ECOWAS court earlier, and the court said, no, since you have been brought here for trial, there's nothing we can do, right? But that does not stop the court from addressing the violations of his human rights. So I think these are lessons for us as a people, so that Nigeria is not censored, or you do not lose the opportunity to try a criminal suspect by the method, of arrest and rendition and so on and so forth. So, for me, I think at the end of the day, Nigeria will have gained tremendously from these cases.
Femi Falani, thank you so much for your time with us today.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
So the DSS raided the house of the Yoruba activist Sunday Igboho, admitted to killing 2 people, arresting 12 others. How did he react to the news of that raid and his subsequent arrest in Benin Republic by the authorities there?
Well, I was disturbed, like other Nigerians, when the news broke out that the residence of Chief Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho, was raided. And mark the use of the word raided by the State Security Service. I was more disturbed as a Nigerian, or as a Nigerian human rights lawyer, having consistently drawn the attention of the government and security forces to the relevant provisions of the Constitution, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, and the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, and other laws that have provided or that have made provision, adequate provisions for the treatment of criminal suspects and other citizens in this country. I.e., that the rights of suspects be respected because they are presumed innocent until the contrary is proved by the state. Therefore, the question of invading the homes of citizens at night, waking up everybody in the neighborhood, shooting and killing people are not acceptable under the current human rights law regime in Nigeria. And it's been a tortuous journey to arrive at the point, where we are. In other words, nobody, and I'm saying that the government should not arrest any suspect if he or she is reasonably suspected to have committed an offense. But under the law, Section 2, subsection 10 of the Anti-Torture Act stipulates that denial of sleep or rest is an act of torture which has been criminalized and prohibited in Nigeria. That means unless a criminal suspect is involved in contravening the law at night, you cannot pounce on him or her. You must wait and allow the day to break before effecting an arrest. But when you announce that a raid had been carried out in the home of a suspect, 2 people have been killed, 12 people have been arrested, a search has been conducted, seizures have been made in the dead of the night, there are problems. And so, I was worried that we are back to the era of military dictatorship, where such practices were the order of the day.
And a subsequent arrest in Benin Republic by the authorities, how did you receive that news?
Yes, I read that Igboho was arrested together with his wife at the airport in Benin Republic, in Cotonou, Benin Republic, on his way to Germany, or their way to Germany. And of course, because there was already a red alert issued by the Interpol, according to information, they were arrested. Again, there are some lessons to learn from the development in Benin Republic. After the arrest of the couple, 2 days later, they appeared in court. And the court found out and came to the conclusion that the wife committed no offense and that no request has been made for the arrest of the wife by Nigeria. And so, she's been released. The court ordered her immediate release from detention. While the court heard the arguments of the prosecutor in respect of the allegations made by Nigeria, said, okay, we are going to give her a ruling on Monday. What I'm saying that we have some lessons to learn from the development in that country is that Benin Republic has said, we are going to go through the gamut of our criminal legal system. We're not going to release Igboho at the mere request of Nigeria. Here, we operate under the rule of law. And the rule of law must, the law must take its course.
So far so good, Benin Republic is on the right track.
For sure. In the case of Nigeria, those who were arrested, the 12 people arrested in Igboho's house, on the 1st of July this year, have not been taken to any court. They have been detained incommunicado. Nobody has been allowed to see them. Their lawyers, their relations, nobody has been allowed to visit them, contrary to the provisions of Section 6 and 7 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, to the effect that nobody in Nigeria shall be arrested in lieu of another person. You can't say because you cannot find Mr. Falani when you visit his home, you arrest the wife or the children. No, that is no longer part of our law. 2, the moment a citizen or anybody is arrested and taken to a police station or a detention facility at the expense of the state, the next of kin, or a family member, or the lawyer of the suspect shall be contacted by the detention agency or the officers in charge of the detention facility. So the question of looking for suspects to find out where a suspect is detained is no longer allowed by law. If you have no lawyer, the government, the police station, or the detention facility shall contact the Legal Aid Council to provide a lawyer for you. That is the position of the law in Nigeria today. These rights have been abused contrary to what is playing out in Benin Republic. The only disturbing aspect of the development in Benin Republic is that Igboho is said to be handcuffed in the police station. No. Again, I am aware
that watching Linda's TV show. I will see you again in my next video. Remain blessed. I appreciate each and every one of you, and keep on watching Linda's TV show. If you have not yet subscribed, please, I beg you to do that so that you'll be getting more updates from me. Bye bye.